Well, that was interesting.
A little bit of a tricky Wi-Fi situation at South Campus, so but you know we're back. If we have more complications, we'll do everything we can to get back live for everyone. All of you at home.
So, for anybody wondering what just happened, we have a question. We just went and to quickly fix it. We are back live. Hopefully, everybody that was tuning in is tuning back in now. As a quick pitch over to Vox. Vox will not body from the play here as clock continues to wind down. And no, it looks like Mustangs might use a timeout. We'll call a timeout. Interesting here as it's second down and about 7 yards to go.
So just a quick recap in case anything got missed. White Bear Lake managed to score a touchdown. They did not convert the two-point conversion. During the kickoff, there was an injury to a Mounds View player. So, you know, not really sure when we cut out there for a second, but you know, hopefully you guys didn't miss the Warrior touchdown. If we were still live for that, then all really
we're still live for that, but maybe not. I don't know. Not the that's a little frustrating. Nonetheless, the game doesn't stop for us, even though sometimes I wish it did.
You know, we're having a good time here still. We're back live for everyone at a football game here, which has been really fun to this point.
Very tempted to give my phone number out in case something like that happens again, as movement up front, and it looks like it's offsides again on White Bear Lake, possibly. And it is. Bears, I think that's their third jump of the game, not watching the ball, and instead falling for this hard count from Moore, who now moves the ball up to second and very manageable. About 4 yards to go for this Mustang offense.
Yeah, this would be the time if you're White Bear Lake to make a big defensive stop. Don't want to give up anything before halftime.
Possible jump off signs. Ref's not going to give it to him. Once again, Bears just very antsy. They want to get in the backfield. Ball finally snapped. Nordstrom, quick screen out. Missed tackle before finally being wrapped up mainly by Volks. Akunle in to help out as well.
Fortunately for Nordstrom, they're almost making that man might have made it worse. I think he got hit for more of a loss after he made the first guy miss right there.
Loss of a yard on the play.
I'm up by White Bear right now. They're trying to see if they can get the ball back with plenty of time and try to halftime and take the lead.
Got some comments, I believe, on the other stream. Might have to bring that quickly up before halftime. I don't know what's going on with that. I don't know. And if you've never experienced it, oh boy, you have missed a whole lot of goodness. Because good God, is that the worst thing that ever happened.
White Bear Lake Wi-Fi is not a, you know, as much as we love the tough things about it, the Wi-Fi connection in our school is not the best. So
I don't know why we can't get better Wi-Fi and AC in the schools. Don't know. Can't answer it. Don't know.
There is the new high school coming, though. Maybe that will have better Wi-Fi, even though we're gone. It will be nice football games for us.
Oh, yes. Yes, it will. Is third and short now coming up for the Mustangs. Works shotgun, takes the snap, throws it out to his right, passes short of Rask. And fourth down and short. It'll be interesting to see if the Mustangs will go for it here. A minute 18 remaining here in the second quarter.
A rare miss by the Mounds View quarterback. We have not seen many underthrown passes this game, and that was just a screen, but Maybe it's starting to get in his head a little bit that White Bear Lake's caught on to him.
Well, the punting unit has come on for the Mustangs.
Number 33, Matt Samuel, on the punt for the Mustangs.
And so Samuel to boot it away to Lockwood. Lockwood will signal fair catch at the 40-yard line. And so the Bears will have some time. Only a timeout in the Bears' pocket.
No timeouts for White Bear.
No timeouts. You're right. I was looking at the 1st and 10. So no timeouts for the Bears. The only way they can stop the clock is out of bounds, or if they move the chain, the clock will stop temporarily. How it works like football. Little advantage for the Bears possibly too when they get first down, stay in bounds, but could be the main thing if they want anything. Ball moving, get out of bounds.
A little different formation here. 4 guys. Normally we only see 1 or 2. We see 4 right now. A little bit different here.
And no tight end. It's just the 5 up front. Creel will look right to Henderson. Henderson brought down right away. Room to run. Hatton saw that all the way through. Didn't bite. And it's going to be a loss of a yard. 2nd and 11 coming up. Bears free up. Creel will quickly snap it off, hand it off to Luis Royale. Luis Royale just a few yards, about 4 on the play. Moves it up, and it's going to be about 3rd and 7.
I can't tell what White Bear Lake's trying to do here. They're running the ball, but it looks like they're trying to go no huddle, which is a little odd.
Pass out to Henderson. He's got the first down, and he's going to be brought down out of bounds. Out to the 45-yard line of the Mustangs. 27.2 here in the first. To see have much leeway in terms of doing these short plays anymore. No timeouts left. Greenwald the ball, drops back, steps into the pocket. Greenwald's going to launch a ball to the side, and a push off here from Lockwood.
That was a pretty clear pass interference right there on Lockwood. He did not have the angle right there, and he just tried to. That's a mistake that young receivers make, but that might have actually prevented the interception right there. So maybe it was the right call by Lockwood to actually make the push right there.
Drop, but nonetheless, that's going to be a big penalty to push the Bears back. And 12.6 to go. Maybe another deep ball from Real.
I will say, it's a throw. That was a good 35, almost 40-yard toss right there. You don't see that always from high school quarterbacks.
Yeah, this ball now down all the way back to where they started this drive. All back at the 40-yard line.
I'm curious what the decision will be here for White Bear. If they're going to play it safe and just run the ball, or if they're going to try to take a shot here and maybe make something happen before halftime.
They're going to 25 yards. And Real will just take a knee. Bears are contempt to not let up a mistake. Moundu not going to try to stop the clock. And so we will head to work. And barely down. By just of the score as the Bears come back after a 14-0 start for the Mustangs. Score now 12 unanswered, but going to the break, sit down. Bears though will get the ball here in the second half, and they'll return after the break.
I have no idea when that turned off. I just looked in the bottom corner and it's gone. Yeah, it could have been gone for a while.
Yeah, let's see if this is gonna mess up.
Because we started getting new
sec, we're not Google.
They are not 100%. Update, I don't know. The server. Let's see. 2 Wi-Fi.
The Wi-Fi stadium is our, it's not the same leagues. We're running a hotspot right now, and it's just unfortunately. So that you can hear us, but if not, well, we're very sorry.
Uh,
Our video quality, our audio quality is if you guys don't know that Wi-Fi
you know, still walk. Wi-Fi.
hopefully here, we're gonna get kicked off for the second half in about 3 minutes. And hopefully the video quality somehow magically improves next time. The Wi-Fi can magically fix itself. You know, that would pendus if that.
Yeah, it would be pretty dang awesome. Well,
Weber Lake, there is a lot of lockers set up in the school to allow students to access your websites during class. And, you know, really, quality is not as full stadium.
you know, there's a chance here we could be on the right now we're broadcasting from usually to play. I hope fix
Next,
for sure. I believe it's Easter. Different schools have their own now. You got a lot of SEC, all
but we appreciate all of you joining us on the horn tonight. Because you know we are the station. You know, we are we're
well, I'm gonna get away. I'm getting very received the second half.
Zach is really ready here for the open kickoff. Viper a ton of success running football on that first half, but throwing the ball, they have a few really big plays. I'd be very, very excited to see if they try something a little different. Maybe air it out a little the second half.
And so, Bears are on view stretching. They came out of the locker room pretty late.
Too many men on the field penalty coming up here on Mountains View, and can maybe get the ball a little bit better if they take too long.
Yeah, uh, I don't know what's going on.
I really think Rangers are huddled for maybe their rally cry or something. Not really what Mustang rally sounds like.
This is not as bear out the cry, I'll tell you that.
As biased here, we just face Bears.
Yeah, much, instead of myself here in the greatest stadium, Viper Stadium.
Jose is a very nice stadium here. Just stadium is, it kind of feels like it's from the early 2000s. It would be a lot nicer than White Bear Lafayette Wi-Fi than this would be a stadium on Earth. The giant bear on the center.
We have the greatest arena, the greatest stadium. We've got the greatest programs. It doesn't matter. The greatest two campuses. Actually, I mean, we are a school with two campuses.
That's true. That's true. The new high school, though, for White Bear Lake will be coming in the next, I believe it's 4 to 5 years.
Hopefully the Wi-Fi better there. That's a good. I think hopefully Wi-Fi fixes itself. As we get set to get on the way, single, you know, won't back up down up there. Play on, but it's gonna be easier for the Bears if they plan to go down inside their own 10-yard line.
It is what Bear Lake wants to kick off. That's kickoff. Mounds you kick most of the time. It's been dropping. He got that one almost to the end zone. That is a very good kickoff right there.
On the 8-yard line. Your center. And early movement up front. The Bears offensive line, and it's going to result in 5 more yards. And
Sorry about that, folks. The little Wi-Fi error there. Very common at the Sloan campus high school.
yeah, just check it, get an estimate.
Another mistake, like
Another penalty. Going on, you know, can right up there.
Bear Lake offensive start. I didn't get as much here on White Bear tonight. Tough spot for the Bears. They have not. They picking up not go past midfield beat it, but he's had a tough night tonight far.
We'll see which one he kicks to. He's got Wheeler and Nordstrom sitting at the 45, and another short kick lands at the 45.
Better than his be a little. That one I would say could have been worse. If that would have been blocked, that would have ended up being a touchdown for Mountain View. Instead, puts him close to midfield. Now, success, I'd say, Zach, against this defense in the near. Hopefully, they can keep it up.
So the Mounds View just 45 yards to go before he can score field position for the Mustangs, as they will have the opportunity and a half, just under 10 minutes to go here. Third direction. Like on view. I guess it's a whole new conference too. That's what I've learned. All our conference is going forward, but I think they mixed the conferences up for football.
I believe they did this year. Not really sure why, but there's always reasoning. So, on our understanding, but
Back-to-back traditional looking for a wheel flag, and the Bartlett is very frustrated. Dude had a pre-round mistake. I don't think I saw anything.
there was a hold on break, but that ball looked a little bit over, and it's an uncatchable pass. There can't be pass interference, and
Pretty long.
Give them a boost offense some more life.
No. He's going to look to the middle of the field. Not ready for the pass. He had some space. He could have gotten up if he had caught that ball, but nonetheless, it's a quick ball out. Not ready for it out of his break. So a complete pass penalty. Second down.
And Mountain View continuing with minimal success running the ball today. They're going to continue just trying to throw.
To everybody tuning in, watching this one, and the Wi-Fi has been awful. We have been having to use time, which is not in the best. Is a great wrapper from playing D. Wraps up Vox in the backfield for a loss of 5. Getting back to Wi-Fi issues, you're pointing out. Not as soon as possible. We will try to work with the tech people here. We can try to get that fixed for the future games, especially with the water, and pray that it works for all.
worst thing that White Bear Lake has had tonight is the Wi-Fi. I'd say the football team itself has played good, but not the Wi-Fi.
Warks pass incomplete. Wheeler looks to be the intended target, but drops in the middle where no one really there. And so fourth and very long to go for the Saints. I believe they are going to get kind of in a space where not really in field goal range, kind of a weird playing type of situation. So offense is sitting on the field as now. No signs punting. And they got the punt unit is going to come in with the field goal unit.
Indians trying to fill their big low. I might even consider this. See if they can.
Well, it does take over, but just get us.
Lucky there for White Bear Lake. That was the end zone. Mountains might have been able to down that ball off the 2-yard line. Took a very favorable bounce right there for White Bear Lake.
Ball will be at the 11-yard line of White Bear Lake.
Interested to see her White Bear Lake tries. The run game not been there at all for White Bear.
Yeah, Grewal will lead the offense out there. One time this quarter, they've been pinned deep into their own territory. Greenwell will head under center. Gonna send a sweep over and getting a good yard first down. Number 9. Six of second for the Bears, and we'll continue to move the ball.
A little jet sweep right there for White Bear Lake, where the receiver comes across with the back of the hands. A little bit, you see that, but it's fun to see in it. Tends to work a little bit. White Bear Lake got good 6 yards from that.
The snap, Louis Royale. Yards closer, be third and short for the Bears, and they look to convert here on this third down. Well, so far has been under center during time. Bunch of different mainly in the Courier. That's kind of short distance here on this opening drive.
Courier there tries to third down and 1. Louis Royal. He isn't getting stopped. He hasn't managed to pick up 1 or 2 yards each run, it seems like. So if they're going to go back to that little quick throw.
Luis Royale once again carry. And I believe he has it. Yeah, I believe the necessary yardage, and Bears will have a White Bear Lake first down. They're still a long way to go, just down by 2 here in this contest. And the Moundsview Mustangs, White Bear Lake Conference matchup as they played Roseville last week, and you're even deeper rivalry game here against Moundsview today. So far, it's been a very close game to see. As Dual steps back, drops back, he's gonna throw a ball. He's got breaks the grab, a huge reception for Breaks. He had that missed catch earlier in the game, cost maybe a touchdown. This time it just the ball it all the way through, hauls it in, and the Bears set up shop at Moundsview's 35.
That has been what I've been waiting for the whole game. Again, he had that really unfortunate drop right over the middle, and this time they hit him along the sideline. A near perfect throw by Grill. If he would have thrown about a second sooner, they probably could have gotten a touch. But that is an outstanding play. That's off now. The Mountain View front have to pay attention to another deep shot.
Greenwell's deep shots have not looked bad this evening as he hands it off now. And the run game finally free. Oh my goodness, a new running back into the game. It's Matt Sloan. He comes in, the linebacker, the big body, and a huge run and another first down. And the the Bears, are in the red zone. 15 yards to go for an end zone range 2, depending on Venter's range.
Well, Zach, I can see why you got them confused. He kind of looked like Delvin Cook right there. Broke it to the outside, made a great run down the sideline, fought for every yard. I know they're pretty different levels, high school and the NFL, but hey, it's fun to see big runs at all levels like that.
Sloan once again will stay in the backfield. Movement up front, nothing, no flag coming out. Sloan a couple yards this time as he looked to bounce to the left once again, but nothing there. Mounds View will clean it up.
Yeah, they tried that same play again, but Mounds View defense ready for it. Looks like he's got a little bit more burst than Louis Royale. Royale's got a lot of power straight up the middle. Here near the end of the game in the third quarter.
Have 2 running backs to rely on. They've also had some more. They're going to do a sweep to the outside for Branch Rescue speed. He's got that. He's in too late. Touchdown. And the Bears have taken the lead for this evening. A crucial jet sweep to number 19, Rashawn Branks. And he gets that touchdown he missed earlier.
Standing reception. And then that speed of his, wow, he just burned the whole defense. And big hit at the end of the play, but hey, if he gets in the end zone, that's what matters.
Injured player down. I believe it's a Mounds View player on the sideline where Breaks scored. Maybe a potential guy that was trying to bring him down. Can't see who it is.
Never like to see that at any level, Even if it's the opposing team, you hate to see an injured player. Zach, you and I both don't like the Green Bay Packers, but even when a Green Bay Packer gets injured, you don't like to see it.
Yeah, okay. Fine. For the help of the player, but for the help of the team, I can care less. That's what I'll say about that. As Hunter, just kidding, that's the wrong chart. It's Ent. Senior DB, also a wide receiver. Matt was down on the play. He has been walking with some assistance, but nothing looks of it, which is good news for Mustang fans.
It's good to see that he got up under his own power right there. It's always scary. I feel like especially in high school, go down hard right there. And that was a play. There was a lot of guys on that side. There's a teammate right there, unfortunately, but White Bear Lake looks like they're going for 2 right now.
Over the injury, Bears had some time to talk about a play. Bartlett develops one. They're going to try a 2-point versus game. Last field to make this a 6-point game. Greer handed off to Royal, broke his tackle, his foot. What will they mark him down, or will they give him? And they give it. Bears are now up 20-14 against the Mounds View Mustangs.
There's that power from Louis Royale right there. He kept his legs moving, and he just kept on turning forward. That's a lot of power running straight right there.
Seconds remaining in the third quarter.
So the Bears now have their first lead of the evening, 20 unanswered for the Bears. And you can sense the confidence in this team. Just bend, no break is what it looks like. And now it's going to be up to defense to keep the momentum on one league side. Not trying to give up a touchdown. Mounds View's kicker, Samuel, good enough to easily take the lead back if Mounds View were to put a 6 on the board.
Yeah, this has been a really interesting game. They had two completely different styles. Mounds View running that very pass heavy attack, which worked early in the struggling history. White Bear Lake, that gritty running right there, just trying to pound the ball forward. And it's been fun to watch. It's thrilling. We see that through the air, and then we see the tough on the ground.
Down kick off. The players is the line drop kick off the chest there of number 9 Nick Shaw. Shaw continues to move. Oh, should have been brought down earlier, but instead of 5, not a bad replay. Could have been worse. And so Mustangs now with the ball, now trailing. We'll see how the Mustangs respond here, as they have been up. They started this game nothing, and Bears 20 in answer to make this a 20-14 game. And we'll see how both sides can react, how the Bears do with the lead and how the Mustangs do trailing.
Yeah, and I'm willing to bet Mountains is going to come out with 3 wide receivers on one side. Seen it all night. First play I'm going to predict. We're going to try. And actually, no, a little bit of a different formation here. 2 receivers in this.
It's not exactly fun to just be talking to nobody. There we go. We're back up. Wark, shotgun. Triple set to the left. He's going to look that way. He's going to fire. He's looking for Rask. Breaks on him. And pass was behind him. Rask looking for a flag. I believe there was nothing there. Good coverage from Breaks. It was a good ball from Rake. Putting it to the outside shoulder where the defender wasn't there. But nonetheless, 3rd down for Mounds View.
Yeah, that's about as good of coverage as you can have. He turned his head back. He was looking for the ball, which makes that play legal. And you are allowed to knock the arm down. You know, you can't pull it, but you are allowed to arm fight a little bit. And that looked like that was what was happening there.
Breaks starting to pick up here. He had a sluggish first half, wasn't on his A game, but he's really stepping up. He's found his mojo. And the ball snapped once more. Pass looking for Nordstrom. Nordstrom has space and time, and he gets shoved out of bounds by Delaney, but not before he picks up the Mounds View 1st down, and the Mustangs will have this drive continue as they now enter Bears territory.
He is such a dynamic playmaker. White Bear Lake has held him in check for most of the second half, but right there, you can't keep great players down too long, and I'd say Nordstrom is a very elite high school player based off what I've seen so far today.
Mounds View looking at the chains, a huge 3rd down conversion, snap a little high. They're going to give it to Vox. He's going to reverse it back, and here goes number 10.
There's a flag down, though.
He was injured earlier. It was a flag, potential horse collar maybe on Vox's. We will see what the call is.
I'm curious to see if that was a horse collar or maybe a holding on Mounds View.
The flag came out simultaneously. If there was a horse collar, but it looks like the ball will be moved back as it is on Mounds View.
That was not what they were trying to do there. They were
Holding penalty on Mounds View.
And
10 yards from the spot of the foul.
Jeepers creepers, what an evening with technology. I love technology sometimes.
Looks like we've got it. We're all good now. Looks like we had a little problem with our connection right there from the camera to the computer, but looks like we're all good now.
Jeepers creepers. Just heard it. 1st and 27 for the Mustangs. It's doable. They have been going with the deep pass threat option, but Bears kind of keep on their toes. His first down, so just trying to get chunks of yardage back for Mounds View. That's the game plan. Wark continues to be shotgun. He's got Rask to his right. He's got his two favorite targets, especially Nordstrom, to his left. And now a flag, and I believe this is delay a game. It is, so Mounds View backs up 5 more yards, and it'll be 1st and 32.
I do not remember the last time I saw a delay of game penalty in high school. There is no play clock. It's just done by the back official that's behind the safeties on the defense, and they count down to the quarterback. And so that might have just been a miscommunication right there for Mounds View.
Well, this would be one heck of a drive if the Mustangs can convert this first down. Pinned way back down to the 35 is Rex. He snaps the ball, and he's got a man looking, and maybe almost picked off. Heim was there. Double coverage. He was looking for Wheeler, trying to get all this yardage back right away.
Yeah, Chris Heim right there. That's the second time I've seen it. He comes hightailing back from his linebacker position, hightailing back for the double coverage there. That's how he got an interception in the first half. That one ended up getting called back for holding. But right there, yet again, he was back there. And so, if you're the corners for White Bear that are doing the holding right there, you got to know that there's a second guy back that's there to help you.
Linebackers drop back. They're going to do this draw again, and Vox gets him again, and he has got a majority of the chunkage back. Huge run. And it's going to be 2nd and 6. Or 3rd and 6, excuse me. And this is a lot more manageable. As almost all the yards, 20-some yards picked up by Vox, and that delayed halfback draw. That's twice now that plays come out. That's twice now the Bears have fallen asleep on Vox. And Vox bursts through the open field down the middle and makes this a manageable 3rd down conversion.
Yeah, Vox, I think he's a very talented player. The problem is just whenever he gets the ball, he gets hit right away in the backfield. When he gets any space, he makes a big play.
Pass complete up the field for a first down. As Jack Bray will get his first catch, and a crucial one to move the change for the Mustangs just outside of the 20. Placed at the 21-yard line, and Mounds View now 2 big plays to move down the field. I would assume this is in Samuel's field goal range.
Yeah, that's a smart play call right there by Mounds View. They've been seeing the linebackers getting back, trying to help on those deep throws. And right there, they just attack the middle of the field. Nobody home for White Bear to make a play, and a great pickup by Mounds View.
Starting to get chilly in the air as Wark passes the ball low as he's trying to find Nordstrom, as those two have not been connecting as lately as they used to. Couple missed throws, missed opportunity for Wark, who's starting to fall off. He started really great this first half. Couple big-time plays here in the second half, but just hasn't looked as consistent.
No, and I think part of it is this White Bear defense. They have started to figure him out a little bit, but you are starting to see Mounds View making some defensive or offensive changes here, and they're starting to move the ball on this team.
So Wark once again, shotgun formation, snaps the ball, immediately looks to his right. He's got his man now, Bray, I believe.
Well, what we're seeing right now from Mounds View is White Bear Lake is taking out the deep plays, but Mounds View is just hitting these check downs. And this is when it gets worrisome if you're White Bear Lake, because if you start to play up a little bit, they can hit you over the top. And that's what we saw in the first half, and White Bear Lake's got to stay mindful. They got to make a more balanced coverage here instead of just covering deep.
2 targets to Bray now, 2 completions. Him and Wark starting to pick up. Previously Wark and Nordstrom connecting. Inside the 20 now. 3rd and manageable. 3rd and about 4 or 5.
He's trying to get White Bear Lake to jump off sides. That worked a lot in the first half. Not so much now. White Bear Lake playing a lot more disciplined on defense.
Triple set to the left of Warwick once again. Snaps the ball, immediately looks to his first guy, Wheeler, doesn't find him, and Warwick's gonna try to pick it up on his legs, and he gets crushed by Green, junior linebacker. And a huge play there to make this 4th down. It'll be interesting to see if the Mustangs decide to try and get this 4th and short, or if they will bring Samuel on, definitely within his range.
Yeah, you don't like to see that though if you're Mounds View. Your star quarterback gets hit in the legs and then gets knocked down by the back. It is a clean tackle, but you don't like to see that with your star quarterback always. You don't want to risk that.
So Mounds View is going to go for it. Warwick once again from the shotgun box to his left. It's the same formation. Wheeler out to the right of him. You've got Bray, Nordstrom, and Rask all in a triple set.
A timeout by Mounds View.
Maybe we're possibly trying to get White Bear Lake to jump off sides. We'll see what they decide to do coming out of the timeout. That's Mounds View's first. Both teams hadn't used a timeout until now. Still 1:30 to go here in the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, I'd imagine we're going to see them. I feel like they're going to attempt the field goal here. You got a really strong leg kicker who, he had 1 miss, but otherwise he has been very, very solid. I'd be curious if they go for it, what they would run. I feel like it'd be a quick throw that has really worked well for them tonight, but I don't really know here what the coaching mindset is. Do you play it safe or do you take a chance?
That's an interesting call. Mustangs down by 6. They could cut the lead to 3 with the field goal, but a touchdown would for sure tie the game, and they would potentially have the chance to take the lead. Samuel has been perfect so far on point afters, and they are going to keep the offense out there. And they talked it over. They've got to play. We'll see what happens. Vox is going to go to the right of Warwick now. Same receiver set. 5-0 lineman up front. Warwick with the snap. He looks to his left. He's finding Nordstrom. What a play! Oh my gosh! What a tip.
Wow.
And Nordstrom with the catch of the game, possibly. Great defensive play by, I believe, that was O'Keenley, and he is down.
That is not the player you want to see down for White Bear Lake right now. But, man, that was an outstanding grab by the Mounds View. I believe, was that tight end or wide receiver?
That's a wide receiver, Nordstrom.
No, that was Nordstrom again. That's a name that we've been talking about all night. He has been, I'll still say it, the best player in this game so far. He's made outstanding catches. And, I think Wheeler in the first quarter had an outstanding one-handed grab in the corner of the end zone. And now I think Nordstrom just might have matched that.
So Nordstrom now with his 2nd touchdown of the game as he finally connects with Rack. It was a great catch. I mean, there was nothing bad about that defense. That is a very unlucky break for the Bears. Mustangs, though, capitalize, and sometimes those tips happen. You've seen them before in football. And
now this is where the adjustment has to be made for White Bear Lake. You think you came up with a big defensive play, but instead it ends up being a touchdown. That's a big shift in momentum, especially at the high school level. This is when some of these players start to get emotional. Unfortunately, a White Bear player is still down, but
thankfully it looks like just cramping, as it looks like they're trying to stretch out the left leg. Unconfirmed, but possibly O'Keenley.
Yeah, we do not have unfortunately, we don't have a sideline reporter like in college and the NFL to give us any updates. But we hope to see him get up under his own power. He's sitting up now. You really don't like to see this.
It is confirmed.
But now it's good. He's back on his feet.
Blue blow O'Keenley, the toughest name I've seen on this roster, but he had an amazing tip, and Nordstrom, great focus, great concentration to bring in the ball as he was going down. So as the ball results in a touchdown, Samuel on for the extra point. Park with the hold. Snaps good, holds down, kick is up, and it hits the post.
And it's going to be a tie game.
Samuel with his first big mistake. And we are all tied at 20 with under a minute and a half to go. And this game continues to just get crazier and crazier. Bears will get the ball back. Oh my goodness.
You know, it's a little different, but I think this the kicker Samuel here. The kicker Samuel here, he reminds me of a very a strong-armed pitcher. He's got crazy strong leg, can kick it hard, but there is minimal accuracy. A lot like the pitcher Aroldis Chapman in MLB. He can throw 102 miles an hour, but you do not know where the pitch is going. That's what we've seen here with the kicker here for Mounds View. Crazy strong leg, but we do not know where the ball is going to be going when it's kicked.
And we've got a comment saying the feet is better, which that is amazing. Hopefully it stays better. We did absolutely nothing different. So this is all connectivity issues.
I think this is
just keep hoping. I mean, this is a good game. So
I think this is the football gods looking down on us and saying we want you guys to have a great broadcast tonight. And we thank all of you guys viewing. You know, we've had a good time here tonight. Getting a little chilly here, but you know, we're having a good time.
Fall is definitely in the air. We've come to that point. I don't even know what time it is. My phone is somewhere missing, and that's fine. So Samuel will get ready to kick it off. Never mind, my phone has been found. No worries.
A big shout out to our guy running the computer, Josh. He was here with us for volleyball last night. Oh.
Unlucky bounce on breaks, and all he can do is pick it up and fall on it. And man, he is back to being unlucky. I mean, he has been Mr. Unlucky or Lucky for White Bear Lake today. He's had bad breaks. He's had good breaks. His name is Breaks.
Yeah, that's a good pun there, Zach. I think that was unintentional, but I was going to say he's a big-time boomer bust player. He's either had outstanding plays or just couldn't bring it in, just couldn't make it happen. But let's see what White Bear Lake comes up with here. I wonder if they'll try to give him the ball right now because he had a great last drive.
Bears have been pinned every drive so far here in this third quarter. And they will hand it off to Breaks. Breaks will go sweep side. Can't get there. He's going to go get to the right edge. And he'll easily get enough for a first down and a few more after that. So Breaks his speed, causing missed tackles in the backfield, and he's able to turn it upfield.
He makes up for his little bit of a blunder there on the kickoff. Ball bounced over his head, and then he makes a huge pickup. That's what we like to see here. Makes up for his mistakes, keeps his confidence high.
I believe that was number 22, Sam Henrich, with the missed tackle in the backfield.
It's tough with the missed tackles here. His speed might just be so quick that these defensive players can't line up to make a good tackle on him.
So Grewald back under center. He's going to have a guy in motion. We'll hand it off instead to Lewis Royal, and maybe some trickery now, causing confusion in the defense where the ball's going to go. And a few more yards is going to be about 2nd and 6 now coming up for the Bears.
Yeah, it's been a tough night running the ball for Royal. He's been getting hit right away at the line of scrimmage right there. That little sweep got the defense to jump just a little bit and give him just a big enough gap to get 4 yards there.
Bears come out of the break and line up here. Mounds View, they've got 5 up front, looking to bring pressure. They will. Picked up nicely by the Bears. They get it out to Lockwood, and Lockwood should be close to a first down, and they are going to give it to him. So a White Bear Lake first down, and the Bears drive continues now as they are on their own 31-yard line.
That's another White Bear Lake.
bit of confusion here where the clock is running here at the stadium, but for us it stopped. But last play of the quarter, it looks like here for White Bear Lake.
Well, that brings us to the end of the third quarter, and the Bears will have a 2nd and 6, close to the 35 when the fourth quarter gets underway here. So Bears in Mounds View knotted up even 20-20 heading into the final 12 minutes of play. It has been a great game. This rivalry historically, there's been some really bad games, some really bad upsets. We've seen some really bad upsets here at this stadium. The Bears have put on a show. They've been able to play at least through 3 quarters with the Mustangs. Didn't give up, didn't get too rattled after being down 14-0. We've seen that before time and time again when the Bears get down.
You know, I think it just kind of is the message of the coaches to the players. They preach the, hey, don't give up method. Oh, sorry, I can't speak right now. They preach the don't give up method, and that's what we've seen from White Bear Lake tonight. They went down early, and they kept battling, kept up the grind, and again, all of the yards, I'd say, for White Bear Lake, they play a lot more gritty style. Run the ball right up the middle, run with some power. And so, you know, that's kind of what the whole game has been for them. Like in terms of play calling and just how they've battled back. Really gritty, really tough, but hey, now we're here, and I'd say this has been one of the most even games I've seen in a while.
Yeah, this should be exciting. I'm excited to see your uncle's reaction if they can pull it off as a jet sweep back to breaks. He does some shifty work, tries to look upfield, try to find a hole. Not much room there, maybe a yard.
Yeah, he thought he saw a gap right there in the middle, and a defender came flying through, and it's a tough part right there. You don't know where the defenders are until really you get hit sometimes. So still picked up a yard, so let's see if White Bear Lake can pick up 6 right here. I'd imagine we're going to see a pass either to Lockwood, or I'd imagine Lockwood will be the target here. He seemed to be the short distance receiver so far today.
And out of the pistol formation come the Bears, out of the huddle. Gurriel will throw it out, and Gabe Bartlett with the call. He's Tony Romo, folks. Gets it out to Lockwood. About a 7-yard pickup, and that's a White Bear Lake first down again, and this drive continues as the offense is clicked here in the second half for the Bears. A lot better than the first half, and it's just been very entertaining to watch both sides battle back and forth.
Yeah, it really has, and we've seen, you know, it's interesting. We're seeing the roles of the White Bear offense. They've got the speedster they got the speedster on the edge. They've got the short distance guy with Lockwood, and then they got the power with Royal. It's fun to see how each guy works.
Flag as Luis Royale takes it up the middle, about 5 yards on the gain there. But we will check to see what the flag is. Maybe a potential hold.
And they pick up the flag, so no penalty there. That is something the officials can do. If there's no call on the play, they can wave the flag, which means the penalty is off.
So no flag, about 2nd and 5 here to go for the Bears as they inch near midfield. Starting to push this Mounds View defense back.
Now this is when we start to see which team gets tired. This is where that White Bear style starts to wear on a team, that power running style. The defense can start to get a little tired. You know, they're all high school athletes who are in very good shape, but you know, they do get worn down from time to time, and that's what we're starting to see right now, I think.
Grewell hands it off. They're going to put Sloan in, see if that makes a difference, and he will get a yard. And it'll be 3rd and 4. It looks like coming up.
You know, I don't want to put the pressure on again, but I feel like we might see another throw to Lockwood. They've thrown that out route a few times. That's worked. I wonder if they'll try to go on a little in-breaking route here this time to Lockwood.
So we will see what happens. Will they hand the ball off, or will we see potential play action, a pistol, and it'll be a single back formation. Grewell will go under center. Luis Royale in the back. He's going to send breaks in motion. He'll give it off to Luis Royale, who busts or breaks through. And he gets about 8 yards for another first down. And this offense is starting to look smooth and a little bit shaken up potentially. It looks like Cristo Alex.
I think the defense predicted the same thing I did. I saw 2 defenders go right to Lockwood on that play. The corner was supposed to be covering. One of the linebackers went out to help there. They felt the same thing as me, that there was going to be another one of those out routes to Lockwood. Great play by White Bear, though, to pick up the first down.
Greenwell back under center. This time, nothing for Luis Royale as not Sean. As Courier was sent in motion.
Yeah, that time they tried to get the defense to bite on the sweep again. Defense played really disciplined right there for Moundsview. They're not going to let Royale get another big run on them.
So White Bear Lake loses a yard. 2nd and 11 now. It's been a while since the Bears have actually lost yardage. Good pressure up by the big men up front for Moundsview.
Last time they're in this spot, they ran a little jet sweep to breaks, and he got a huge pickup. I wonder if they'll try something like that again.
Once again under center, they're going to do a jet sweep once again to breaks. And the defense there for the stoppage as they are starting to sense breaks getting really involved in that jet sweep formation.
They are loading up that side right there. I think I saw 3 Moundsview linebackers all waiting on that side for breaks right there. You know, at the professional level, you see a lot of audibles at the line of scrimmage. Not so much of that in high school. These quarterbacks are not experienced enough to do something like that.
Well, not only the quarterbacks, but just the rest of the team as well. It's just a different system. I mean, these are still young kids learning how to continue to grow in this game, and it's always fun to watch as Griel will under center, fakes the snap, and play is blown dead. It looks like it's going to be a false start, which will push the Bears back another 5 yards and put them 3rd and long.
Last thing White Bear Lake wanted to do right there. They have not had a lot of success throwing deep. They've either, actually no, I'm incorrect right there. White Bear Lake has had pretty good success today throwing deep, just not at expected times on like 3rd down and 16. But maybe they'll try to play it safe, and you know, I don't really know what the decision making here is.
Yeah, either way. Looks like Sloan is in the huddle, so it looks like he will be the back. So we'll see if they give it to him. Lockwood will roll out to the right-hand side. It looks like they're going to stack the O-line. We got 2 men off and breaks. And then Courier, he's going to go in motion. They're going to pass. Sloan drops the ball. I don't think it would have been enough for a first down unless he broke a tackle, but nonetheless, an opportunity for Sloan. He had it there. It was on the money. Great pass from Grill.
I will say that was an outstanding pass rush by Moundsview. I think Grill was throwing that ball off his back foot, something that you don't like to do as a quarterback. You want to have you want to be flat-footed and throw it deep. And interesting, White Bear Lake offense still out there.
Well, this should be an interesting call here. And he will back up, and they're going to do the fake punch once again. They showed that in the first quarter, or the fake go for it. And the punt right around the 14 or 15-yard line.
I'd say that was a very impressive punt. He didn't have any sort of run-up, and he booted that thing a good 35 yards right there. That was pretty impressive.
Yeah, pins him in a good spot for the Bears defense, as Moundsview now will have to work quite a bit of field to try to get into scoring distance. Just 6.5 to go here in regulation. Now, Gabe, do you know if there's any overtime? I would assume so.
There is. It's 1 overtime, and I believe it might be like the college rules where they get the ball at the 25, and then it's just whoever wins. I don't believe there's any ties at the high school level.
Yeah, I believe there's it is the same type as college. I might be on the 10 too. I just didn't know based off of COVID and all that stuff. Is a drop ball there from Bray Rex.
So I will say, for those of you unfamiliar with the college football overtime rules, they get the ball at the 25-yard line. One team gets it, and then once their drive is done, whether it ends in loss of downs, field goal, touchdown, turnover, whatever, then the other team gets the ball, and it's just whoever wins. And each team starts at the 25, no matter what, when their drive starts.
So here we go. 2nd and 10. Rack looking right now to his left, to his right, now to his running back, maybe giving some instructions. He snaps the ball. He's going to immediately look to his left, looks for his main option, and he's got him. Wheeler still on his feet, breaking some tackles, moves to the outside, and he's going. Can he get brought down? He will finally get shoved out of bounds by Breaks. A huge gain that will bring the Mustangs into White Bear Lake territory, about the 47. And that play had to have been close to about.
That was a great play, and Tyler Strobel, the cornerback in coverage, he got hung up right there. He thought the receiver was going to keep going. The receiver slammed on the brakes, and he got caught off guard right there. And he just couldn't make it up. He missed the tackle, and then he got burned to the sideline.
So it was about, it looks like a 40-yard gain, and it looks like the stream is holding up, which thankfully, man, White Bear Lake, you are just something else. I don't know. Here we go. Anyway, Rack looks over to Nordstrom. He's going to have to go back a yard to retrieve it. He's going to move upfield before finally being brought down by Delaney. Delaney's been active tonight, making some big tackles and some big plays.
Nordstrom is just such a dynamic player right there again in the backfield. There was a defender right in his face. It almost ended up in a loss of about 3 or 4 yards, but instead he turns it into only a 1-yard loss. That's really impressive, and he's been just an outstanding receiver this game for Mounds View.
And Vox to the right of Rack now. 3 wide receiver set to the right, and he's going to look that way. Pressure, dumps it off though to Bray. Defender slips, and then Bray slips. It was number 91, Zachary Pratt, senior defensive end, that had slipped for the Bears, and then Bray slipped as he had some space to potentially get the first down, and this is not a good sign as Bray is down, starting receiver / tight end.
I will say that was a very creative play right there by Mounds View. You saw him start to roll out to one side, and then they pull back the screen with the tight end. So he was throwing kind of off his back foot, a hop over the defender, and that might have ended up being a touchdown right there. Unfortunately, it looks like there maybe was a sprained ankle or something on that play. Can't totally tell from here, but you know, I hope he's all right. But
it looks like another cramp, another left leg cramp, as Ukinle had one earlier after Mounds View had tied this game up, and now Bray looks like a cramp. Hopefully nothing too serious besides just a cramp, and hopefully he'll be on his feet soon as the athletic trainer stretching him out.
yeah. This is a tough kind of night. It started off pretty warm here, you know, about 70, 75 degrees here in White Bear Lake, and then it cooled down, and then it feels like it's almost 60 degrees. So players, you know, even though they're still playing, they kind of have to adjust to the weather a little bit.
It has gotten chilly here in the press box. All the windows open, and you can definitely feel some cold air.
It's actually only 55 degrees here, and it started off the night at about 70. Thank you to Joshua Dorr, our tech guy right now. He's running the computer. He for giving us that update.
Yeah, so for those of you not familiar with Josh Dorr, he helps with color commentating in soccer. I, myself, Zach Chapman, and him used to play solid JV soccer. That's how good we were. And, yeah, that's about that. He helps out, and he's working out on the production side, so shout out to him once again. As Gabe Borlet, amazing, too, to show up and help out with color commentating here in football. It's nice to have some rotations going. Get the horn live with mini sports. Fit in the schedule. It's so fun. As White Bear Lake now trying to put pressure on Rack. Rack will throw it out, finds his open guy on the left-hand side. and maybe a potential shove out of bounds. Nothing, it looks like, will come from the ref's pockets in terms of a flag.
Yeah, officials letting them play tonight. I've seen a few big-ish hits that, or maybe a little bit of a late shove, but, officials know that this is a rivalry, and they're just going to let them play tonight.
And Tyler Nordstrom, once again, of the Mustangs. Another reception that goes for a first down, gets some crucial yardage. And the Moundsview Mustangs, they've been moving the ball pretty well. They are getting close to Samuel's range. For those of you that have tuned in, kicker Samuel for Moundsview, he has got quite the leg. And Moundsview right now on the Bears' 33-yard line. Rack with the snap, looks over to his right, quickly tosses it out, looks for Nordstrom again, but he sails over him, and it'll be second down coming up for the Mustangs.
Another rare miss right there for the Moundsview quarterback. He has been near money tonight. Even with pressure in his face, he has been able to step, keep his feet planted and make great throws, and that time with a clean pocket, just couldn't put it on his receiver. I wonder here if the temperature again is playing a little bit of a difference. Quarterbacks don't wear gloves. His hands could be, maybe getting a little chilly tonight. That is a big factor with quarterbacks.
So here we go. Under 5 to play now. Rack will snap the ball, rolls out to his left, tosses the ball, finds Wheeler. Wheeler just can't get more than a hand on it. Dove for it, but it's just short. Rack's pass, it's a tough throw rolling out to your left, trying to throw across your body, and did the best he could, but nonetheless, it's going to be 3rd and 10 now for Moundsview.
Yeah, you don't see that very often with quarterbacks, them rolling to their weak side and trying to make a throw. Wheeler, though, I will say, he came up with an amazing one-handed touchdown grab in the first quarter. That would have been a very impressive catch if he could have came up with that one right there. I was like, I've got another prediction here. I think Moundsview might try to get White Bear to jump off sides here for a minute.
It would definitely help them try to get 5 yards closer to the marker. They need to get to the 23 for a first down. Rack and the receivers will look to the sideline before Moundsview will call a timeout. That's their second of the half. They will be left with 1 with just under 5 minutes to go here. So the Bears and Mustangs head to head. It's been a little bit before we have seen the last score. Moundsview, last team to score, tied it up. A tip pass caught by Nordstrom in the end zone, even things up at 20. And Moundsview now on the move in White Bear Lake territory. Defense trying to hold up and prevent them from retaking the lead.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen Moundsview this second half bust out a little bit of some different style of play. Before they were attempting a lot of about 10, 15 plus yard passes, which you don't often see in high school. And now this second half, they've started, throwing these shorter routes, these 1-2 yard pickups. And their receivers are so athletic and so dynamic. They're making big plays out of it. And, we saw it wasn't a great throw, but Wheeler was pretty much wide open along the sideline on the drop, or a little bit of an underthrow. So Moundsview getting way more creative, just they haven't been able to capitalize on the scoreboard yet.
So here we go. A crucial 3rd and 10 for both teams.
White Bears
Moundsview
showing
trying
pressure.
to keep the drive alive. Rack, time to throw. He's going all the way deep. He's got his receiver. No, he dropped it, and he looks hurt too. Number 21, Jack Kelly, he had the ball.
He's limping to the sideline right now.
Oh, he did get up on his own power. That's a good sign. But a big drop for Kelly nonetheless. I believe that's his first target of the evening, at first in a very long time.
That was impressive. He burned the speedster there, Breaks for White Bear Lake. Breaks is just an incredible athlete, and he got burned right there, and that throw was near perfect right there and just unable to come up with the catch. That would have been a huge touchdown right there for Moundsview.
It might be a factor, game going on. Breaks has been playing both sides of the football. Haven't noticed too, he could have been on special teams. He could be playing majority of this game. As Rank snaps the ball. Pressure from the Bears. He steps up in the pocket. He's going deep again, finds Wheeler. Wheeler can't track the ball. and a mistake from Wheeler. Turnover on downs for the Mustangs. Bears are going to take over with a chance to try to take the lead, maybe a game-winning drive with 4 minutes and 40 seconds to go.
Yeah, that's kind of a no-man's land play right there for Mounds View. 4th down and 10 in a spot that's just probably out of their kicker's range. A little too close to punt, and so what do? They take a deep shot to the end zone. And again, we saw a wide receiver from Mounds View wide open. The ball just goes right through his hands. Mounds View's quarterback, I say, has thrown the ball exceptionally well tonight. And just, his receivers in the first half were there making great plays. The second half, not so much. It's been a tough go for Mounds View passing the ball the second half, even though it is a tie game.
Tough breaks for Wark. Threw the ball on target as Lewis Royal will move up the ball. Mustangs try to strip the ball, but nice tucked in ball placement from Lewis Royale, and we have another Mustang down. As I think this cold weather is starting to affect the muscles, starting to affect the bones. It's really starting to get to the players. Can't tell who is down though for Mounds View currently.
Yeah, this doesn't look good. He laid on his stomach there, and he didn't really look like he was moving. Trainer kind of rolled him. He gave some effort, and yeah, looks like another bad cramp right here. Trainer's stretching out both legs right here.
Looking like it could be hydration too being a factor. Lots of playing time, lots of intensity for both squads. They've been in it throughout this whole game.
I'd say this is part of White Bear Lakes. I don't want to say it's their game plan to have the other team get injured, but I will say this tough running style offense that they run, it's taking its toll on the Mounds View defense, and you're seeing some guys go down. They're getting tired. They're getting worn out, and if during the day they didn't hydrate enough and get ready for this game, they could be a little stiff, and now with the weather in play, they could be a little dehydrated now too.
Players still down for the Mustangs. Number 55, Weston Berlin.
Yeah, we'll say
this next to him.
This fourth quarter, it's mainly been Mounds View players who have been going down with these cramps. White Bear Lake has really only had one. It's been 3 or 4 from Mounds View. And so, I think it might be the style of play that's got the biggest impact on this.
Well, that is very interesting, as it's number 77 for Mounds View, who is not on our roster sheet. Grewell once again hands it off to Lewis. Oh my gosh, Lewis Royal with the truck to convert the first down. A big lowering of the shoulder. Drives through, and is he showing his power at the running back position tonight?
That is a very good point. As we're seeing Mounds View starting to slow down a bit, Royal looks like he's still ready to go. He is staying strong with his runs. Early on in the game, getting 1 or 2 yards. Now he's starting to get the 4 or 5 yard pickups. This offensive line for White Bear Lake 2 before couldn't create any lanes in the first half. They're starting to push around this Mounds View defensive line a little bit.
And once again, another good gain here for Lewis Royal. Gain of about 3 or 4. It's going to be 4. They're going to mark him at the 48-yard line. They're just a couple yards shy of midfield and Mounds View territory. Bears starting to move the ball again.
And I know that they've run it the last 3 plays, but I expect that they might try to just pound this right up the middle again to Royal. He has played so well. Actually, he is off the field right now, so it's going to be my mistake. But I expect that they're going to try to run the ball again right here. It's been working so far. No point in trying to change up your game plan.
Sloan in the back. And they've got breaks. And they've got Courier off the ball. They give it to Sloan. Sloan's going to bounce to the outside. And he gets a nice gain and well enough for a White Bear Lake first down. I would assume.
If not, he is very close.
Yes, finally the signal to move the chains as the Bears are now on Mounds View's 46-yard line. And Sloan now getting back in the mixture. Both him and Lewis Royal, the 2 key backs that they have been using with some sweeps and fake sweep and motions from Courier and breaks. It's been some good offensive scheming here in the second half.
I think we might see a little sweep right here from I think we might see a little sweeper here, or maybe a little play action. Try to catch this defense off guard a little bit right now.
Greenwell will hand it off to Sloan. Sloan trying to go through the B gap on the left side. Nothing really there except for a yard, resulting in 2nd and 9 coming up here for the Bears. We're on the 45 now.
I'm trying to channel my inner Tony Romo right now and predict what's going to happen, but you know, the game of football is so unpredictable. I don't think I've been right the last few times I've tried.
Well, I mean, you did out. You've been spot on a couple of times, past to Lockwood. You know, I think you're better than a lot of guys out there. You know,
I'm gonna go confident here and say that they're gonna get a positive play right here, and let's hope that I'm right this time.
Greenwell, pistol formation. He's going to drop back, and he's going to unload to the right-hand side. He's looking for Lockwood. Lockwood, it's too far for him, and it also sails out of bounds. Danger. No more for the Mustangs. Potential danger, I should say. And so 3rd and 9 coming up here for the Bears as Gabe Bartlett shakes his head.
Yeah, unfortunately, I think that's 4 straight wrong calls for me. You know, as much as I'd love to confidently
that's
say.
That's what you're worried about, was a wrong call?
I am, you know, it's not a good look for me. You know, I made one really good prediction earlier, and now I can't seem to get it. I think it's pretty safe to say on 3rd down and 9, though, that White Bear Lake is going to throw the ball here.
Yeah, there's definitely more you can worry about. You know, Lockwood catching the ball, my voice hopefully surviving. We'll see how this goes as Greenwell back from the pistol formation. Doesn't fake the handoff, goes right to Lockwood. They're going to pitch it back to Briggs. Briggs! Oh my goodness, was that something fun to watch. Dave and I are going to give a high five for that. That was something cool. Bartlett's going to pull a trick play out. Lockwood, they design it, pitches it back to Briggs after receiving the catch from Greenwell, and they're going to move up to the 30-yard line.
Yeah, how do you give the credit to there? Do you give 6 yards to Lockwood for the reception and then a 10-yard run right there? How do you call that? That's a very impressive play.
Sometimes I don't know how these stats work. It isn't my job, but you know what? Is calling this next play. Greenwell under center. Looking both sides before handing it up to Lewis. Royale goes up the B gap and gets some nice yardage, and pressure starting to mount on the Mustangs here as White Bear Lake, they are driving.
Yeah, we've got under 2 minutes left, and White Bear Lake is deep in Mounds View territory. I would say the worry, though, for White Bear Lake is they've not been able to rely on that field goal kicker today, unfortunately. So, you know, it'd be interesting to see if White Bear Lake takes a chance to the end zone, or if we need to get Josh with us here to put on some cleats and go attempt a kick here for White Bear.
Oh, if only he could.
40-yard field goal, easy.
He's saying he could make 40 easy.
Lewis Royale will get about 3 yards on the carry. Runs to the right-hand side. Mutton. It'll become 3rd and short. About a yard to go for the Bears.
We are about to hit the minute mark of the final quarter right here. This has been a really fun game so far. So
Mustangs ain't planning to keep that timeout. Bears surprised they aren't using any. Greenwell. He gets a huge carry from Lewis Royale. Pulls through the B gap, runs to the right-hand side, breaks free, easily more than a yard, probably 5 or 6. White Bear Lake 1st down, and it's going to be 1st and goal for the Bears. Timeout, White Bear Lake. No, clock stops for a 1st down. Bartlett looks at the clock. He's not going to use a timeout. He's confident in his team right now.
Yeah, no point in putting in the brakes on your offense. They're moving the ball so effectively right now.
They're going to hand it off to Lewis Royale. He maybe gets a yard. And Bartlett right away is going to call a timeout to talk things over, stop the clock. 28.5 seconds. Late drama here in White Bear Lake. Mounds View and the Bears going head-to-head, tied at 20. Under half a minute to go. Bears.
Yeah, this is an interesting situation if you're Ryan Bartlett and the White Bear Lake Bears right now. What you have to do is you have either make this just a chip shot for your kicker, or you got to get this in the end zone. And I think they're going to try to go for the end zone here. Make sure that Mounds View, doesn't have any chance to get back into it. If they could put in the end zone right now, that would make this near impossible for Mounds View to make a comeback.
Those of you tuning in or had missed earlier, Venter missed his only kick of the night a point after. Bears are on the 9-yard line right now, but that would be a longer field goal than he has attempted. He was short with the kick, so I would assume maybe the Bears would keep churning along and trying to go for it here.
I'm going to make another prediction. I'm going to watch Lockwood right here. I feel like they might attempt a quick little throw over the middle or to the outside to try to get them in the end zone right here.
Two-back set. Sloan and Louis Royale in the backfield. They're going to give it to Louis Royale. He's going to go up. He's going to gain a few yards. He's brought down.
Another timeout.
Bears will call timeout. We're down to 22.5 seconds left as the ball is on the 5-yard line. Oh my goodness, are we antsy here? Both the away crowd, student section and the home student section. White Bear Lake fans want to go crazy. Mounds View wants to go home.
I'm wondering if that might have been a timeout actually by Mounds View maybe. They're trying to conserve as much clock as they can in case White Bear Lake scores. Because, I'm looking right now, and each team only has one timeout, which means Mounds View took one of theirs. So
no, it was White Bear Lake. Mounds View only had one timeout left.
Oh, my mistake.
Yep,
Sorry about that.
They are used to. Yeah, White Bear Lake, that's their second timeout. But as Gabe said, we're both teams down to one timeout remaining here in the fourth quarter. Gosh, it feels so good to be back with football and an actual right down to the wire game. No matter what, this is going to be a one-score game.
And the players for White Bear right now trying to get this student section hyped up, trying to get them into this game, trying to will their team into the end zone, see if they can pull out a big victory.
The crowd is into it. The student section is into it. So is Mounds View's. An important drive for the Bears. All the sidelines can do is hope the players can churn movement up front.
And a penalty by White Bear.
And it's a false start on the Bears.
That is the last thing they wanted to do right there.
That is absolutely devastating for the Bears. That's going to push them back to the 10-yard line is where they're going to mark them. 10 yards to go here, and it is third down for the Bears. 22.5 seconds still to go.
I'd imagine you got to throw the ball right here if you're White Bear Lake. Try to get this thing in the end zone. If they attempt the field goal right now, I believe it'd be about 22, 23 yards.
Bears score a touchdown. I lose my voice. Bears don't score a touchdown. We're going to overtime unless there's a Mounds View turnover. That's what's at stake right now. Grewell, he's going to go under center. Lewis. So Royale to the right-hand side. Jet sweep motion. They're going to give it to Breaks. They're going to see if he does. He's moving up the field. He's got it. Touchdown, White Bear Lake. Are you kidding me? Late drama. But there is a flag. Hold on. Hold on a second. There is a flag. There is a maybe injured player down for Mounds View. Nope, he is up.
No, it's on Mounds View.
It's on Mounds View. The touchdown is good. Penalty declined. Wow.
I don't know what the penalty was for, but that was an outstanding play called by White Bear Lake. Mounds View was heavily expecting a run right there, and Breaks. He has been a superstar for this team. A few mistakes, but he comes up when it matters the most.
Lefty kicker. Venter will get a shot, his second point after attempt. Bears on the verge now of improving to 2-1 on the season. Venter looking to convert.
And all the air in the
and it's a bad snap. But there is a flag.
I will say that was a great play by Venter right there. That was a high snap, and he got right under it ready. He would have actually been able to throw that ball right there. He would have been an eligible quarterback to throw, and he could have just thrown that away. That would have been a very interesting play. Maybe it was a designed play by White Bear. We'll go with that.
The flag is on, is it Mounds View? Can't tell.
Can't totally tell from here.
I don't know.
Offsides on Mounds View.
Probably will push him up a yard to the 1 yard line, I would assume.
And the White Bear Lake student section looks like they might be getting ready to charge the field almost, it looks like.
And
Either that
another
or-
flag is thrown. What is going on? Must be some extracurricular activity unsportsmanlike on Mounds View.
Wow.
Oh boy.
You know, I'm wondering if you're White Bear right now, if you almost want to just take the chance and pound it right up the middle and try to get two. Just on the very off chance that Mounds View manages to get a touchdown, then that also forces them to get the two. It'd just be a fun little thought, that something that I'd try in Madden if this was a video game.
Yep. Bears still lining up for a point after, even after all these penalties. Put them in a great spot to potentially go for two. But they're going to put their trust in Venter. 0 for 1 on PATs. Here he goes. The snap's high. The kick, it's blocked. A bad snap made the hold very tough. And so White Bear Lake only up by 6. It's 26-20. 17.3 seconds to go. Mounds View, all they can do is hurl it down, get some big chunk
What
yardage.
I will say, Zach,
but they have a chance.
Mounds View does have one timeout, so they can attempt maybe a 15, 20-yard completion in the soft spot of the zone and then take a more manageable shot down the field. Well, that'd be a creative decision by Mounds View if they were to do that. 17 seconds isn't nothing, and they've been able to throw the ball deep this game.
Either way, we've got a wild finish. Thanks for the great comments, everyone. We appreciate it.
Yeah, White Bear Lake, though, this is when that second there, they're going to get tested now, see if they can pick it up, and I would expect to see 3 safeties deep for White Bear, just probably a 3-man pass rush. The prevent defense, making sure nothing gets over your head.
So here we go. Late night drama here in White Bear Lake. I am so glad the stream is working now. Everything is working. The Bears are winning. My voice isn't, but you know what? I don't need it until 1 o'clock tomorrow. And then we'll see what happens then. But right now, the present is White Bear Lake is getting set to kick off to Mounds View. Mounds View now down by 6. White Bear Lake just scored a touchdown. Bears looking to hold on to a late touchdown here. Still 17 seconds. And what is going on?
I am a little bit confused. Maybe the penalties that were on Mounds View got enforced right here on the kickoff. So White Bear
bet they
Lake
were.
actually gets to kick
Wow.
off from the 35. I have
That's not even
never
a
seen this
35. That's a
before here.
30. Holy
It is
cow.
Wow. I don't think I have ever seen something like this before. I actually have to adjust the camera here for this.
This is should not be that far of a kick. And it is easily going to be a touchback for Venter. So no time comes off the clock. Offense comes on for the Mustangs. The defense will come on for the Bears. This is huge. Looks like they're going to have players drop back. It already looks like Breaks is dropping back. Schroebel's dropping back. It also looks like Delaney.
Yeah,
is
they're going to
dropping
play.
back.
It looks like they're going to play 3 or 4 deep, and then they're going to play a few guys right in the center to make sure nothing, gets thrown right over the middle. And they're going to just try to launch this deep. And we've learned one thing tonight: Mounds View's quarterback has a rocket arm, so he can get it down the field. It's just who's going to be able to catch it, who's going to be able to bring it in.
It's going to be a 3-man pass rush for the Bears. Sloan and Lewis Royal, both the running backs in to rush. They got 3 linebackers back, 3 safeties. They're going to do a short pass to Wheeler. Wheeler just gets spun around and taken down. And Mounds View, nothing they can do except take their final timeout. They tried the wide receiver screen with White Bear playing soft.
Yeah, I actually think that was a very good play call right there from Mounds View. They tried it. They tried to go with the little screen right there, maybe get, 20, 30 yards. But, yeah, just an outstanding defensive play by White Bear Lake. We have seen them come up really big in the second half on those screen passes.
10.2 seconds to go. Both teams figuring out a play. I would expect soon some type of Hail Mary, some type of pitchback plays. I don't know what Mounds View can draw up, but something will be drawn up. And we will see. Hopefully we do not have a Miami Dolphins, New England Patriots type of deal. I would be a little sad.
What I would expect right here is Mounds View's gonna take a shot near the sideline, try to get a big pickup and get out of bounds, and then attempt a deep throw.
Well, would you look at that? Can't see it on your screen, but in the far screen, the student section is cleared out. They are getting ready to rush the field is what it looks like. White Bear Lake, this would be their first home victory. Last victory was on the road at Roseville, at 27-0 victory. And here we go, the triple set formation.
We're going to throw it near the sideline.
Looks up to his right. He's going to throw it off. He's got Wheeler. Wheeler, all he could do is go down. Pressure was on. Clock will temporarily stop here because of the first down. And
2 seconds.
all they will do is spike.
I'll turn the
Work will spike it and down to 2 seconds. This should be the ball game right here, folks. It's on White Bear, or it's on Mounds View's 43-yard line, excuse me.
Unfortunately, there's a wood panel next to us because we are inside, and I cannot get a shot of the student section, but it is crazy. There's probably a good 200-some students getting ready to charge this field after the game.
This is amazing feeling indeed. It's been a long time. If the Bears hold on, and it's back-to-back victories, they'll be above 500. Rourke with the snap. This is the final play of the game. He's going to heave it downfield.
It's short.
Looking, and it's going to be deflected. Rask will just not even take the pick, and the Bears charge the field with a huge conference victory. I do not remember the last time the Bears beat the Mustangs, but this has got to be a special feeling, especially through COVID, through everything. The fans are back, and a home victory for the Bears, especially after that heartbreaking loss to Blaine off of a field goal. And what a scene indeed. 26-20, the final score here in White Bear Lake, as you can now see the students and the cheerleaders mixing with the players.
Yeah.
But yeah, there is a student conduct. You have to go shake hands. It's a sign of respect, and oh my gosh, takes a tumble. But it's nice to see White Bear Lake players quickly getting out after celebrating, paying their respects due to Mounds View, who put up one heck of a fight.
Yeah, Mounds View played a great game tonight. I don't want to take away from their performance. They played an outstanding game, a little bit different style of offense, that pass-first mentality, which you don't see too often. But you know what? I would say that was a very impressive performance by White Bear Lake and for Mounds View tonight.
It was definitely an entertaining one. Biggest lead was only 14 by Mounds View. But White Bear Lake, they hang in there. They don't let it get to their heads. And in the end, the Bears come up with a huge victory. Oh, my goodness. This has got to feel good for the coaching staff, too. I don't remember the last time the Bears have beaten Mounds View.
Yeah, I don't remember the last time they beat Mounds View in this sort of fashion. This was a really evenly matched game tonight, I will say. You know, each team played a little bit different style, but it was a very well-played game by both teams. Mounds View looked like they were going to take the early advantage, but then White Bear Lake battled back. Well, the Bears, Bears never give up, and they battled and they battled, and then they ultimately came out with the victory tonight.
So the scenes continue as they have now reached midfield to celebrate the infamous Bears flag. It's down now, but you gotta wonder if that'll be waving soon. And great scene here tonight as once again the Bears defeating the Mounds View Mustangs 26-20 in one heck of an entertaining football game. Both teams coming in 1-1. It proved to be a great showing, and now the Bears send the Mustangs to 1-2. The Bears are now 2-1, and this is huge. They look to mount it off The Bears will be in Eastview next Friday night. It is questionable if the Horn will be there. We do not know if we are able to do road games. It depends on the school and all that. But if not, the next football game will be against Stillwater October 1st. Tune in then. And if you are interested in any White Bear Lake athletics, so far this fall we have focused on soccer, football, and volleyball. Look to do basketball and obviously hockey in the winter. And we'll go from there. But tomorrow at 1 o'clock and 3 o'clock, a doubleheader for boys and girls soccer for those that want to tune in. But as we conclude this one, a great finish. The Bears pull it off. Congratulations to Gabe's uncle, Ryan Bartlett, getting the victory. He's got to feel proud. And any last moment thoughts here for you, Gabe, on the Bears in this game?
Well, I don't really have anything crazy. Just they got to keep up what they're doing, you know. They had the shutout last week against Roseville, and a great victory tonight in a really tight, hard-fought battle. And then against Blaine, they had a heartbreaking loss. If they can keep up this play, White Bear Lake can make some noise right now, and it's going to be fun to continue to watch as this season keeps going.
All right. Well, that wraps it up for us. I'm Zach Chapman alongside Gabe Bartlett and Josh Storr running production. We thank you all for tuning in. We hope you had an enjoyable evening, especially second half. We apologize for any tech issues tonight, but we hope to get these resolved hopefully in the near future. And as always, hope you have a good night, and go Bears.